I'm gonna go ahead and apologize in advance if I butcher anybody's Instagram name, because I will. Because I'm illiterate. Not really, but I can't. English is hard, okay? Hey everyone, as promised, I am coming back with a part 2 to my previous video. I feel like I need to be drinking something. Ah yes, this is much better. So tonight I'm going to be reading some of my followers' responses to lies that society have told them. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first one we have is Jordan Ludd. The lie is, your career is the most important thing. Accurate. I mean, don't get me wrong, careers can be very important. But America and Catholicism is built upon families, and family is really the most important thing. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because I feel like you guys are just like in the middle of my face. Okay. There, is that? I think that's a little better, right? Okay. Unofficial Haley says that it is okay to lose your virginity before marriage. I put this in my original video because it's very accurate. Ever since the sexual revolution, everything has been sexualized so much, and it's been damaging to this culture, unfortunately. This Alone I Seek says you need to date to be happy. God can sometimes call you to be single, and I don't think that's a bad thing. We really just have to know our vocation and pray about it, and pray about, you know, our future. Okay, Liz says, she's one of my friends, and I can't pronounce your Instagram name, I'm so sorry. One day I'll pronounce it right. That Catholics, all the things Catholics cannot do, and how limited my life is due to my faith. Yeah, I've gotten that one a lot too, and people think we're like super strict, and it's like, yeah, we follow certain traditions, laws, and rules for our own benefit because God put those in place, but in reality, we're really not that strict. Grace Jansen says that Christians are the problem with the world. I've seen this one actually a lot, and I don't really see how we are the problem, to be honest. Yeah, I feel for you. I'm sorry you were told that. She also stated that modesty isn't important. This is so important. Modesty of the mind, eyes, mouth. I was gonna go down the nose, ears. What you hear, what you see is so important. We really have to keep ourselves pure just because for our own benefit, but also it glorifies God. And I think that's so important to keep ourselves pure. I'm not gonna say this right. Rodil 337. Going to university is absolutely essential. It is not. If you feel like you aren't being called to university and you can't handle the student loans, go into trade school. Go get a 2-year degree from what are they called? Community colleges. University isn't for everybody. But if you do eventually want to go off and pursue a bachelor's degree at university, go for it. But if it's not for you right now, that's okay. Patch 2302. You have time. I'm gonna butcher this. You have time. Live your life, religion later. We are not promised tomorrow. This is why it's so important to get right with God today. You interrupted my video. What's up? Can I help you?
Thank you.
Like I was saying, we are not promised tomorrow. That is why it's so important to get right with God today. We could die in the next 5 minutes. You could die in the next 40 years. You don't know. You don't know when you're gonna die. So it's so important to just get right with God now. Grace Jansen has a lot of good ones. She also says women are always victims of sexism and white men are evil. Big lies, big lies. Anyone can be a victim of sexism, and anyone can be evil. Joe Hackett says that you're supposed to figure your entire life out. I feel like this is being pushed on the younger generation so much And it's so inaccurate. Everything is in God's hands. Nothing is in our hands. Like, we can choose our own path away from God, but God still is in control. And you know what? When you figure your life out, you will know. But a lot of people go through their whole life without figuring it out. And that's okay. It is okay. Just keep following God and He'll point you in the right direction. Cole says that Santa isn't real. Sir. St. Nicholas, I guess. Okay. Johnny Oscam says that being famous is the most important thing you can accomplish. Very true. I became TikTok famous. I don't consider myself to be famous because I'm not a celebrity. Jesus is. Like, okay, not in that sense, but you know what I mean. I do all of this for Jesus. I don't, I do it for God. I don't do it for the clout. I don't do it for the followers. I mean, I love you guys. Absolutely. I love sharing my faith with you guys and having the feedback and response from you guys. But I don't do it for the fame. And I totally understand where you're coming from. If we're pursuing fame for materialistic things and for recognition from humans, it's not worth it. But if we pursue God's teaching and we're sharing His teaching and we somehow gain a big following because of it, it's not us. It is not us who are famous. It is God. Because all we're doing is repeating what He has said. And Dominic, of course, he says that getting a degree is everything. Like many people before, yeah, you guys, getting a degree is not everything. If it is not for you, don't do it. Don't put yourself through that. A. Salazar, 1924, says that watching porn is normal. Very true. I feel like pornography is pushed a lot onto the men. I know women struggle with it a lot, absolutely. But I feel like more so it is pushed on men. It is agenda that you are not a man until you've had sex. You are not a man until you've done this or that. And porn is terrible. It can be laced with hexes and curses and satanic stuff. And it's not just that, but also you start to objectify the people you're around. It hurts you. It hurts the people you love. It hurts society. And it hurts your relationship with God, most importantly. It's a mortal sin. And it's really devastating when somebody becomes addicted to it, because an addiction is so difficult to break. But if you're struggling with it, please get the help. Get the help you need. It'll be so worth it in the long run, and you will pull through, and you are very strong. You will do it. It's okay. So my camera decided to die on me. That was very rude of it. But yes. So Juliana Rudnicki, I think I said that right. She said that I need to be skinny to be loved. Absolutely not. I do suggest being healthy. Obesity is not something that should be taken lightly. I love everybody and everybody should love their body, but they should also be eating healthy, exercising, and taking care of themselves, because that is so important. We are a temple and we must take care of it, because we are made in the image of God. And so basically when we're taking care of our temple, we are showing God that we are taking care of His creation, and that's so important. Emily Donald, one of my new friends, we just kind of connected last night. She's awesome. Don't get married too young. You don't really know what love is. Who's to say what you don't know, that you don't know what love is? Honestly, we all mature differently. Age does not determine maturity. It's all about education. Sam is Catholic, that all sins are all the same. You know, I have to do more research on this one. I see a lot of people saying that all sin is equal, but we know that mortal sin and venial sins are completely different. You know, venial sins are like white lies or something, whereas mortal sins are, masturbation, pornography, pride, stuff like that. But yeah, for real, everybody thinks that murdering somebody is, basically the same thing as telling a white lie. It's not the same. I don't even know what number I'm on at this point, but Sunbirdie, I love that name by the way, says, wanting to wait for marriage makes you prude. It doesn't. It signifies that you are in control of your actions and your mind, and that's so important. Self-control is something that not a lot of people have these days, because look, we have fast food. We can instantly get ice cream whenever we want. We can go to the store and buy Hot Pockets and just have mini pizzas whenever we want. We have a very hard time telling ourselves no. And this is why fasting in the Catholic Church is so important, because even though we're saying no to things that aren't necessarily bad for us, it's teaching ourselves self-control. Like, no, you can't have that donut today, or no, you're only going to have 2 small meals today because we are fasting. And it's a really good way to get closer to God by getting that self-control. And ow. It all plays in with the whole sex before marriage thing. You are not prude at all. You are reserving yourself for marriage, and that's the most amazing thing you can do. Maria Tum, one of my friends, that you have to let your friends do sinful things because you love them. So true. Not supporting does not mean we don't love them. We love the sinner, we hate the sin. And God does hate things. And even though some people claim it's judging, it's our duty to call out the people who are prideful and who are sinning in that sense. And obviously do it with love. Don't be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And if you've done the same sin, we can't condemn, remove the splinter from your own eye first. Just because we love someone does not mean we condone their actions, what they're saying, what they're doing, or their sins. It is our job to bring them and show them the light of Jesus Christ. That is our job. And a lot of people think that it's mean, it's out of place, we gotta get back in our lane. It's not out of place. We care more about your salvation than your feelings. Okay, and last but not least, bro, I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong. Again, don't come at me in the group chat. Philip Karwowski. Totally nailed that. Doing whatever you want with your body will make you happy. False. We are flesh, and our flesh wants things that aren't always good for us, and that, my friends, is sin. It can be really hard. It's crazy. It is crazy how much our bodies want worldly things, and we have to suppress that and really look to God and ask Him for guidance and help for overcoming our flesh desires. Fleshly desires? English is hard. Anyways, so that was basically my followers' response to the 10 lies that society has told. We're just going to tell people in general, not even young adults. I've seen adults be told stuff like this too. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and a new video will be coming out on Monday, so stay tuned.